Um, so today, let's see. I was thinking we would just do a little bit more flow, do the warrior poses, and then work our way into triangle and revolved triangle, Trikonasana, Trikonasana. And they're good poses to stretch out the hips and the legs and the back. So they're really good poses to do. We'll start off with a little bit of core work. After the breathing, of course. So let's just come into a easy seated position. I've got my legs crossed. I'm resting my hands on the knees, sitting nice and tall. Close the eyes. And just observe the body. How are you sitting? Try and get more length in the spine. You're trying to get that natural curve of the lower back, so you bring in the hips slightly forward. You're not overemphasizing it, but try not to round the lower back outward. It's more of a concave shape. So you maybe sit on a block if you need to. If your hips are really tight, if your back is rounded when you're sitting down like this, just pop yourself onto a block. That really helps. Collarbone is broadening, chin slightly tucked, head back, keeping the neck nicely lined up with the spine. Shoulders soft, face soft. And then bring all your attention to the breath. Inhaling through the nose, filling the lungs, expanding the ribs. Exhale through the nose, make that exhale just as long as the inhale. Long, slow, deep breaths. At the top of the inhale, pause for a second or two. And then release the breath. So we're inhaling. Little pause. And then exhale. Now let's just work on the shoulders a little bit. So just keep the wrists rested on the knees and just bring one shoulder forward, up, back and down, just circling that shoulder. I like to just work on one at a time to begin with. And then the other shoulder. And maybe both together. Maybe reverse direction. Up and down. Just trying to loosen up, just do whatever feels good there. And become still. Bring the right arm up, retract the shoulder back, and you're going to pull that arm in towards you. Just find a very easy stretch. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, we go a little deeper into that stretch. So we're using that breath. And then we're going to add a twist. So if your right arm is pulled in, you're going to start twisting to the left. Looking over that left shoulder. We inhale back to center. And then bring the other arm up, forward, parallel to the ground. Pull that arm in. You've got to pull above the elbow to feel anything. Easy to begin with, and deeper as you go into the exhale. And then start adding the twist. And then we unwind. take a side stretch. Take the left hand over to the side. Inhale, right arm up. You reach up as much as you can, and then you bring in the arm over the head, getting a stretch down the side, the ribs, the hip. Breathe. Looking up slightly towards the ceiling. Inhale, we come up. Exhale over to the other side. Inhale, come up. Interlace the fingers. Push the arms forward, shoulders back, sit tall. Start bringing the arms up. Eventually we're going to bring the arms either side of the ear, so it's trying to frame the face. But just listen to your shoulders. The shoulders will tell you how far to go. We keep the fingers interlaced as we bring the arms down. We turn the palms up to the ceiling. Elbows in close, shoulders soft. Stretching out the hands, the fingers. And then finally, we bring the thumb into the palm. We clasp the thumb, we rest the wrists on the knees, little fingers pointing towards the ground, and we turn the knuckles down, stretching out the thumb side of the hands. Okay, shake the hands. So last week, what we did is, this was something I told you that I found in Yoga Journal about strengthening the core. And what we did, we were on our hands and knees. We brought one arm up a little bit higher than the shoulder, and then we moved the body forward. Normally, I don't do that, but what I find is that really helps to engage all those core muscles. So we're going to do that again. And then, so I've got a little bit of a variation on that, where we bring the arm and the leg up. But first, just the arm. So just the arm to begin with. So we're on our hands and knees. We bring the right arm up. Palm is facing inward. Thumb up to the ceiling. And you want to try and get that arm a little bit higher than the shoulders as you start bringing the whole body a little bit forward. And you're going to start feeling those core muscles starting to engage. And don't forget to breathe and hold the breath. And then maybe bring the body a little bit more forward. And you're breathing. So just hold this as long as you can. Come out whenever you need to. Keep that extended arm lifted as best you can. And then we're going to switch. Back on the hands and knees. Other arm comes up. Raise it slightly above the shoulders. And we bring the whole body a little bit forward. And then a little bit more forward. Just doing the best you can. Looks easy, but it's quite challenging. And then we're back on our hands and knees. Take a breather. So my variation on this, and we do this without coming forward, but this time I'm going to bring one arm up, slightly above the shoulder, and then the opposite leg. And then we bring the whole body forward. And this adds a little bit more to the glutes. You can feel those glutes working more. And breathe. A little bit more forward. Raise that extended arm. And then switch. Other arm comes up. Higher than the shoulders. Opposite leg comes up. We bring the whole body forward. We're looking directly towards the ground. And then we come into child's pose. I actually think that's really good for us. So do that often. That can be your homework. Maybe just one, you know, do it in the mornings, each side, and see how that works with the core. And it's really supposed to help when we do the boat pose. So, which we'll probably do later on. Come back onto your hands and knees. Cat-cow a few times. Inhale, belly down, head up. Exhale as you round the back, tuck the chin. Inhaling into cow, exhaling into cat. Going a little deeper with each breath, especially when you're coming into the cat pose. See how much you can round the back and tuck the chin. The back should feel good. There should be no discomfort in the back on this one. The only time it's bothered my back is when I was having a few back issues, but generally the back should like that one. Okay, what we're going to do, we add the leg. So inhale, bring the right leg up, look up. Exhale, bring the knee in, tuck the chin. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. On the exhale, you're trying to pull that knee in a little bit closer each time. Inhaling, we extend, we look up. Exhale, knee comes in as you tuck the chin. And then we switch. Inhale, other leg up, look up. Exhale, knee in. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Just do a few more. Keep pulling that knee in on the exhale. I'm not quite touching the nose or the chin, but I'm trying. And then we're going to come back on our hands and knees and take child's pose. Come up, sit on your back, a little bit of core work, more explicit core work. You're on your back, the feet are pulled in. We're just going to pull the knees in and then touch the ground with the toes. Keep the knees bent all the time. Whenever you're ready, go. Knees in, touch the ground. Just keep the knees nicely bent. And you're going to feel this. If you bring your hands on your belly, you're going to feel those muscles working, especially as you lower the feet to the ground and you bring them back up. Nice, easy one. With the knees bent, the back is nice and safe. You can continue doing this if you want, especially if you have a back issue. If you want to go to the next level, straighten one leg, low, and as you straighten one leg, you bend the opposite knee. This time, these muscles, these belly muscles, core muscles are engaged all the time. Keep those legs nice and low. Then we add the arms. One knee comes in, opposite arm goes over the head. So we're synchronizing the movement of the arms and the legs. Keep the back, the lower back nice and low to the ground. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we bring the feet to the ground. That's the sort of routine I do quite often. Let's add some windshield wipers. Legs up to the ceiling. 90 degrees between the legs and the torso. Arms either side of you, out about halfway. We take the legs halfway down to the ground, back up, and then over to the other side. Go as far down as you can without making it too difficult to come back up. But you want there to be a little bit of a challenge. The arms push into the ground so that you go down nice and slow, and to help you bring the legs back up. So this again is the core work, but it's more the side ribs, the obliques, and we're exercising the back muscles. We're giving the spine a little bit of a workout because it's a partial twist. And then we bring the feet down to the ground. Now another one, which I don't do in class very often, but I thought I would do it today. Now, if you have any back concerns, really be careful with this one, because we keep the legs straight, so there's more of that leverage action. And really keep the back pushed into the ground. And if you have any back issues, just do this one with the knees bent. But what we're going to do is, if you want to try this one, we keep the legs straight, we lower the legs, and we bring them almost all the way down, and then we bring them back up. And then we lower, and you've got to really work to keep that lower back nice and low, and then we bring them back up. This is a tough one. And you're breathing, you're trying not to hold the breath. And it looks easy, but with the legs straight, it certainly makes such a huge difference. And you've got to work a lot harder to go down nice and slow. And you need to go down slow, and you need to keep the lower back to the ground. If you're doing this, it bothers the lower back, please stop. And then we're going to just do one more. This is a really tough one. And we bring the feet down to the ground. Let's pull the knees in, then just rock. But if your back is up to it, and you've warmed up a little bit first, you could try that one. Full body stretch. Let's just stretch out those muscles we just worked, getting as much length as you can. Okay, we're still on our back. Feet are walked in. Legs are parallel. As we inhale, we push the lower back into the ground. As we exhale, we come up into bridge. And then we come back down. Forget that. Let's try again. We're going to come up on the inhale, down on the exhale. As we inhale, we push the lower back into the ground, lift the hips up. And on the exhale, we come down. Inhale, push into the ground, hips up. Exhale, slowly coming down. Inhale up. Exhale, come down. Now once you're all the way down, you can relax momentarily and just get a little bit of gap underneath the lower back. And then on the inhale, we push into the ground like crazy. These abs are working again, and the hips come up. And exhale, down. We're keeping the legs parallel at all times. Inhale up, exhale down. Do 2 or 3 more. And then stay down, pull the knees in, roll over to one side, and gently push yourself into a seated position. Sit tall. Let's just stretch the neck out a little bit, right ear to the right shoulder. Keep that side stretch, bring the head slightly forward. Bring the head slightly back. Inhale back up to neutral, exhale to the other side. Head slightly forward. Head slightly back. Inhale to neutral. Turn the head looking over the right shoulder. 2 or 3 breaths. Inhale to neutral, exhale other direction. Inhale to neutral, exhale chin to chest. Take the hands behind the head, encouraging the chin in closer. Inhale the head up. Slowly take it back if the neck is good. Opening the throat. Inhale back to neutral. Come back onto your hands and knees. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Bring the feet a little closer to each other. Walk the dog, bending one knee as you straighten the opposite leg. Take your time, getting a bit of a calf muscle stretch. Hold one leg straight, one knee bent. Push into the ground a little bit more. Thumb, index finger pushed in, armpits towards the ground. You're getting more length through the arms up through to the hips. We switch legs, other leg bent, other knee bent. Nice calf muscle stretch, should feel good. We look forward, we walk forward between the hands. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale, folding forward, knees bent. We inhale as we come all the way up. And we exhale into mountain. Half salute. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we fold forward again. Inhale, we come all the way up. Exhale, mountain. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, mountain. Inhale, reach up. Try and touch the ceiling. Exhale as you hinge forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, folding forward again. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, mountain. All the time I've got my big toes pushed into each other. Inhale, reach up. Try and touch the ceiling. Exhale as we hinge forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we fold forward again, relaxing the head. Inhale, breath core brings us up. Exhale, mountain. We come to the front of the mat. Sun salutation A. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, we fold forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. We walk into plank. We bring the knees down. Keep the elbows in. Chin, chest forward and down. Inhaling into cobra. Exhale, down dog. We hold down dog for about 4 breaths. If you want to do a child's pose, you can. If you want to do an extra vinyasa, you can. The vinyasa, plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. We all end up in downward facing dog. We look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, mountain. Don't forget, if you can't touch the ground when you're folding forward, or your back bothers you, just bend the knees like this. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. We're back in plank. Chaturanga, or knees, chin, chest to ground. Inhaling into cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. We hold down dog 3 or 4 breaths. We jump or walk forward between the hands. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale as we fold forward, relaxing the head. Inhale, breath, core brings us up. Exhale, mountain. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. Plank. Chaturanga, or knees, chin, chest to ground. Cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Whether you're doing cobra or up dog, relax those shoulders. Up dog, arms are straight, hips are off the ground. Cobra, elbows are bent, hips are down. We look forward, jump or walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up, exhale folding forward, inhale coming all the way up. Exhale mountain. Inhale into chair. Good workout, getting nice and warm here. We're generating that heat. Halfway up, we plant the hands, we're back in plank. We bring the whole body forward, we bend the elbows to 90, we inhale into up dog, we exhale down dog. This time we inhale the right leg up, extended down dog, and we bring that foot through. We readjust that back foot. We're in warrior one. We'll hold it a couple of breaths. We come back down. Plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, we sweep that foot through, readjusting the back foot. Warrior one other side. You're getting a stretch, or at least I get more of a stretch on that hip of that back leg. That's where I feel it most. Different for everybody. We come back into plank, chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. Couple of breaths. We come forward, halfway up, folding forward, this time knees bent as we come up into chair, and then back into mountain. Inhale chair. Exhale folding forward. Inhale halfway up. Exhale we plant the hands, we're in plank, chaturanga or knees chin chest to ground, cobra or up dog, exhaling down dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale we sweep that foot through. We're in warrior one. We'll hold warrior one. We come into warrior two. Now warrior two, I've readjusted my feet, so my feet make a 90 and I'm going a little bit deeper, and as I go deeper I'm walking that front foot a little bit more forward, and you're keeping that front knee nicely lined up. Lines of energy through the arms, shoulders nice and soft. This right butt is not sticking out, but you're not pulling it in too much because you don't want to push that left hip too far forward. So you're trying to find that balance. Reverse warrior, stretching out the side ribs, and then we come back into plank, chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. We inhale the left leg up, and then we sweep that foot through, and we're in warrior one on the other side. Stay in warrior one. I'm going to switch, you're just going to stay where you are. And in warrior one, if you want to do a back bend, you can bring the palms together and look up. If you're not doing the back bend, you're looking directly forward, framing the face. Exhale to warrior two. Readjusting that back foot slightly if you want, relaxing the shoulders, maybe going a little deeper. Another thing you can try doing is, rather than just sinking into it, you go deep and then you try and pull the legs towards each other. See what difference that makes. Reverse warrior, and then we come into plank. Chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. We're working pretty hard. Let's take a little breather. Come into child's pose. And then while you're in child's pose, I'm just going to get my block. Come back onto your hands and knees. So I've got a block handy for when we do Trikonasana. You don't need a block, but some people like to use the block in Trikonasana. We come into downward facing dog. We look forward, we walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up, exhale folding forward, knees bent. We're back in chair, and then we come all the way up. So what we'll do is we'll do the warrior 1, warrior 2, Trikonasana, revolved Trikonasana, Parivrtta Trikonasana, and you can use a block if you want. Let's see how this goes. Come to the front of the mat. Inhale into chair. Exhale as we fold forward. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. We're in plank. Called plank. Wiggle the feet so the heels are over the toes. Look at the arms. See if you can turn the arms so the inside of the elbows are facing forward, so that when you come into Chaturanga, the elbows, arms are nice and close to the ribs. Inhaling into up dog, opening the chest, looking up. Engage the core as you exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up, extended down dog. Exhale, we sweep that foot through. We come into warrior 1. We take a breath or two. We exhale to warrior 2. We inhale reverse warrior. And then we come back into warrior 2. We straighten that front leg. So both legs are straight. And you've got this joint at the top of the femur. So we're trying to bend that joint. You're trying to keep the arms parallel to the ground. You're hinging forward as much as you can. You're reaching over that front straight leg, and then you bring that right hand down. Wherever it lands, that's the spot. Don't bring the hand to the leg and then try and go lower. The block is there if you want. Some people like to bring the hand onto a block. Left arm extended up towards the ceiling. Left arm is nicely lined up with the back. Try not to drop the head. And if you can, you're looking upwards. Next thing is to lift up the inside of the feet. That gives you an external rotation of the legs. And then we come back up. Revolved version. I find it a little bit easier with my feet closer to each other. So I hop that back foot in just a little bit. And then I straighten the legs and I sweep that back hand. And I like to bring the hand on the outside of the foot. Some people like it on the inside of the foot. Some people like it with a block. Do whatever feels good for you. And then we bring the other arm up. Again, we're trying to line that top arm up with the back as you do the twist. And we breathe. We slowly come out and we get ourselves back into warrior 2. A little bit of challenging. We don't do that revolved Trikonasana very often, but it's a good pose. Lots going on there. Leg stretches, back stretches, and we're adding a twist. Reverse warrior, plank, Chaturanga, upward facing dog, looking up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hang out in down dog a breath or two. Pushing the thumb, index finger into the ground. Armpits towards the ground. You're looking between the legs. We look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, folding forward. Back into chair. and then we come all the way up. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. We're in plank. Chaturanga. Inhaling to up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, we sweep that foot through. We're in warrior one on the other side. Stay in warrior one. We come into warrior two. Take your time. Get that nice alignment. Soften the shoulders. A little deeper maybe. And then we do the reverse warrior. We're back in warrior two. We straighten that front leg. You reach. You reach. You keep reaching. Go as far as you can. You bring that hand down. Maybe onto a block. Extend that other arm up, keeping it nicely lined up. Don't drop the head. Lift up the insteps. Breathe. We come back up. We hop that back foot in slightly. And then we straighten the legs as we sweep that back hand to the inside or the outside of the foot, maybe on a block. And we take the twist in Trikonasana. Keep that top arm nicely lined up with the back as you open up. And we come back up, back into the warrior pose, reverse warrior, and then we come into plank. And you're going to hold plank pose. If you want to go up, transition into if you want to transition to child's pose, you can. If you've got lots of energy, plank. We bring the left hand to center. We come into the side plank. Bottom knee can be down or the top foot down in front of you. Those want more challenge, top leg comes up. Plank, side plank other side. Top leg up maybe, or if you want it easier, bottom knee down or top foot down in front of you. We're back into plank. We bring the whole body forward, elbows in, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. And now we go into child's pose. And we slowly come up. So I'm pushing you guys pretty hard today. A little bit of a back bend. So we're sitting on the heels. We bring the hands behind so they're lined up with the toes. Chin is tucked, elbows bent. We start opening the chest. And then we carefully take the head back. And then we bring the hips up. And we breathe. We're trying to open up that front body in particular. You're working the glutes. And then we come out, hips down, and we come back into child's pose. One more time. You're on the heels, hands behind you, toes, fingers lined up. We open the chest, head back carefully, and if you want, you bring the hips up. Should be no discomfort in the shoulders. If there is, you need to modify or come out. Lift the hips up a little higher, open that chest a little bit more, engage the glutes and breathe. And we slowly come back down. And back. Okay, let's transition to down dog this time. Downward facing dog. And we're going to walk the dog again. And then we come back down. So the back, we've warmed the back up a lot, so let's take advantage of that. Let's do camel. I think we might have done camel last week as we worked our way to dancer's pose, for instance. So we'll start off with the camel prep. So my heels are high. I'm going to keep the hips over the knees, and I'm just going to support the lower back. So my hands supporting the lower back. My thumbs around my waist. And I'm just going to lean back. And as I lean back, I'm starting to engage the glutes. And I'm stretching out. I'm trying to keep the hips over the knees. And then I'm going to slowly lower the head. This is a camel prep. And then we slowly come back up. And you can feel the stretch at the front of the hips. So lunges would have been a good thing to do before, but we didn't. Next time. But we've done lots of warriors and cobra. That helps us get ready for this. Come back up, high up on the knees. In the full camel, we're bringing one hand to one heel, other hand to the other heel. My heels are high, so I don't have so far to reach. So that's why I tuck my toes. Again, you want to keep the hips over the knees. If you can't reach the heels, just do that. If you have any back concern, just support the back. Just do the prep. Inhale, one arm up. Trying to keep that arm nice and close to the head as you bring it to one heel. Inhale the other arm up. Again, we're trying to keep it close to the head as we bring it to the other heel. Now I'm holding onto the heels. The next thing is I'm shifting my hips forward. And then I'm engaging the glutes and I'm slowly lowering the head. My hands, I'm not resting my hands on the heels. I'm actually gripping my heels and pulling. So it's a little bit of tug of war. So I'm trying to pull those hips forward and pull those heels with my hands. So I'm getting a good chest opener. I'm feeling it at the front of the hips, the side of the ribs, the whole front body. And as I come out, I keep the head back. I bring one arm up. I bring the head up as I bring the second arm up and come into child's pose. And then we come up, sitting on the heels again. Back onto the hands and knees. Downward facing dog. Look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale as you fold forward, knees bent. We're back in chair. And then we come all the way up. Okay. You should be feeling good. Standing pigeon. Have a block in front of you. Hopefully. We bring the outer, if you rather do the reclined pigeon, thread the needle, that's fine. This is the same thing, but we're standing on the left foot. We bring the outer of the right foot onto that standing leg. We're bending the knee of that standing leg and we're just resting the hands on that top leg. This top foot is flexed, dorsiflexion. This is how it would be if you were lying on your back, but if you're on your back, you'd be pulling that left leg towards you, right? The block is there if you want to go a little deeper. As you go deeper, as you bend that knee more, you're going to feel more of a hip stretch. So the block is there just to help you keep your balance. You can lower the block. Maybe you can even touch the ground with the fingertips. Try not to round the back too much. And breathe. Nice hip opener, this one. And then slowly come up. Other side. Out of the left foot onto the right leg. You're bending that standing leg. We start to go a little bit lower. You're flexing that top foot. We're just resting the hands on that leg, just a placeholder. And then if you want to go deeper, the block is there to help you keep the balance. We bend the knee a little bit more, maybe a little bit deeper, maybe touch the ground with the fingertips. And as you know, we could add twist to this pose. We could fly, we could come onto our hands and do flying pigeon, but we'll do that another time. Back into a standing position. This time we're standing on the left leg, but the leg is straight. We come into tree. We're sliding that right foot up the leg so that we end up with it below or above the knee. We're engaging the muscles of that standing leg, palms together, shoulders soft, arms up whenever you're ready, and gaze something not moving. This is a nice pose to strengthen the leg, the glutes. You're getting a hip opener. You're having to focus, concentrate just to keep the balance. So it's going to help with the balance. I'm feeling this in my calf muscle. It's telling me it's there. The ankle's working. And then we slowly come out and we shake things out. Legs, arms, loosen the shoulders, and we do it on the other side. We're on the right foot, left foot. All I ask is you do not push into the knee joint. So that's why I always say the foot is below or above the knee, so don't push against the knee. Engage the muscles of the standing leg, get length in the spine, and whenever you're ready, the arms come up. So I keep my arms parallel, so I'm framing my face. Some people like to bring the fingertips together. It's up to you. So another variation here, which we'll save for another time, is we add a side stretch. And last week we did this and we transitioned into dancer's pose. We'll do that again another time. And then we come out and we shake everything out. Okay, come back onto the mat. Inhale, chair. Exhale as you fold forward. Inhale halfway up. Exhale with planting the hands. We're back into plank. Chaturanga. Inhaling to up dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. We bring the knees down. And we sit on the heels. Now we're just going to come onto our back. For those of you that have a block, we're going to come into a restorative bridge. For those of you that don't have a block, you could just hang out like this on your back, like Shavasana, but with the knees bent. So if you have a block, inhale as you push the lower back into the ground and bring the hips up. And then take the block, I would have it half height, and just bring it underneath the sacrum. And bring the arms either side of you, palms up, and just relax. Having the block is nice. You can get the hips raised. It opens the chest a little bit more. You can keep the block at half height, or you can take the block at its full height. If it's one of those soft squidgy blocks, keep hold of the block. If it's a firm block, you can bring the arms either side of you again, and then we can add a little bit of an inversion by bringing the legs up. We bring the legs back down. We lift up the hips. We put the block to one side, and then we come into an active bridge, interlacing the hands, so everyone can do this. We walk the arms and shoulders in as close as you can. I'm still walking them in. I take 2 or 3 goes. Gaze up towards the ceiling. You're pushing the arms and hands into the ground. Legs are parallel. Don't let the legs splay as you bring those hips up, and breathe. We slowly come down. As you come down, you release the arms. You bring down the upper back, mid back, lower back. Pull the knees in and rock from side to side. We extend the right leg on the ground. Left knee pulled in close. We take the twist. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking hold of that left leg with my right hand. I'm going to shift my hips an inch or two over to the left as I come into the twist. So that keeps the leg, hips, side hips all nicely lined up. As the knee goes over to the right side, you're extending the opposite arm, palm up, shoulder down, pulling the shoulder in, coming into that twist, and you breathe. Important thing in this one is to keep both shoulders on the ground. If you can't keep that left shoulder on the ground, you could bring the left hand onto the ribs to take pressure off the shoulder. We come out of the twist, we hug the knees and we rock side to side. And then we take the twist on the other side, left leg extended. You're pulling the right knee in, you're shifting the hips over to the right as you come into that twist. Looking over that right shoulder, shoulder down, palm up, breathe. We come out of the twist, hug the knees again and rock. Take the hands onto the knees, circle the knees one direction. Just giving the sacrum a little bit of a massage, circle other direction. And then a full body stretch, legs extended. Arms extended over the head. Get as much length as you can. Take a bit of a side stretch, getting into that banana shape. And hold this for about 4 or 5 breaths. And then we stretch out the other side of the body. Getting into that banana shape again. And you should feel the hips, side hips stretching, the side ribs stretching. And we recenter. And we come into Shavasana, bringing the arms either side, palms up. Eyes closed, totally relax. Just let yourself sink into the ground. Moisten the lips. Just check out the body. Make sure you're not holding tension anywhere. You want to keep length in the back of the neck, so if you need to, you can slide a little cushion underneath the head. Bring more focus to the breath. Keep focus on the breath. Let's start to take deeper breaths. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. Long, slow, deep breaths. If you're ready to come out of Shavasana, walk the feet in and just roll over to the side. Take 2 or 3 breaths, keeping the eyes closed. And then gently come up into a seated position. Inhale as you sweep the arms up. Exhale, bringing them down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep the palms together. Namaste.